Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Ashtalakshmi Mahotsav in Delhi, says it's the celebration of a brilliant future of Northeast. Thousands flee Syrian city of Homs as Islamist-led rebels advance further. Russia says Trump threat to BRICS nations over US dollar can't stop BRICS payment system. And Australia make cautious start after dismissing India for 180 on the first day of the second test in Adelaide. So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Ashtalakshmi Mahotsav Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi that showcases the cultural vibrancy of Northeast India. The three-day cultural festival held from 6 to 8 December. It highlights the vast cultural tapestry of Northeast India, bringing together an array of traditional arts, crafts and cultural practices. This festival aims to showcase the beauty, diversity and promise of the 8 states of Northeast India: Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, Tripura and Sikkim. Known as the Ashtalakshmi, these states represent the 8 forms of prosperity as embodied by the goddess Lakshmi: prosperity, opulence, purity, wealth, knowledge, duty, agriculture, animal husbandry. This is the first ever Ashtalakshmi Mahotsav, which aims to offer a dynamic stage for showcasing Northeast and its vibrant textile sector, tourism opportunities, traditional craftsmanship and distinctive geographical indication tagged products. In order to promote economic opportunities in areas such as traditional handicrafts, handlooms, agricultural products and tourism, the Mahotsav is featuring a variety of events. The festival will have artisan exhibitions, Gramin Hearts, state-specific pavilions and technical sessions on key areas crucial to the development of the northeastern region. Addressing the gathering, PM talked about his government's resolve to boost infrastructure of Northeast India and the work done to connect Northeast physically, emotionally with the rest of the country.
Northeast को हम इमोशन, इकोनॉमी और इकोलॉजी इस त्रिवेणी से जोड़ रहे हैं। नॉर्थ ईस्ट से हम सिर्फ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं बना रहे, बल्कि भविष्य की एक सशक्त नींव तैयार कर रहे हैं। बीते दशकों में नॉर्थ ईस्ट की बहुत बड़ी चुनौती रही थी कनेक्टिविटी। दूर सुदूर के शहरों में पहुंचने के लिए कई कई दिन और हफ्ते लग जाते थे। हालत ये थी कि ट्रेन की सुविधा तक कई राज्यों में नहीं थी। इसलिए 2014 के बाद हमारी सरकार ने फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर भी और सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर भी बहुत ज्यादा फोकस किया। इससे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की क्वालिटी और लोगों के जीवन की क्वालिटी दोनों में जबरदस्त सुधार हुआ।
PM termed the Ashtalakshmi Mahotsav as a festival for the better future of Northeast India.
अष्टलक्ष्मी महोत्सव नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बेहतर भविष्य का उत्सव है। ये विकास के नूतन सूर्योदय का उत्सव है, जो विकसित भारत के मिशन को गति देने वाला है। आज नॉर्थ ईस्ट में इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए इतना उत्साह है। बीते एक दशक में हम सब ने नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन के विकास की एक अद्भुत यात्रा देखी है, लेकिन यहां तक पहुंचना सरल नहीं था। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के राज्यों को भारत की ग्रोथ स्टोरी के साथ जोड़ने के लिए हमने हर संभव कदम उठाए हैं। लंबे समय तक हमने देखा है कि विकास को भी कैसे वोटों की संख्या से तोला गया। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के राज्यों के पास वोट कम थे, सीटें कम थी, इसलिए पहले की सरकारों द्वारा वहां के विकास पर भी ध्यान नहीं दिया गया। ये अटल जी की सरकार थी जिसने नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास के लिए पहली बार अलग मंत्रालय बनाया.
So, a region once sidelined in terms of development and progress is now witnessing a remarkable transformation. The northeast of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership is evolving rapidly, marked by significant investments, enhanced connectivity and peace initiatives, becoming a story of transformation.
A region which remained long lost for most governments in terms of development and growth is now growing leaps and bounds. From extensive investments to increased budget allocation, infrastructure, connectivity, peace accords and more, the northeast of India is changing and changing real fast under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is the northeast story of development. The Seven Sisters of India remain a special focus for PM Modi as he has visited Northeast more than 50 times in the last 10 years and his union ministers have paid more than 500 visits.
मुझे जब मेघालय आने का अवसर मिला है, हर बार आपका प्यार बढ़ता ही जाता है, आपके आशीर्वाद भी बढ़ते जाते हैं.
Clearly indicative of the priorities the government has set for the region. There is a special emphasis on connectivity in the region. Under the UDAN scheme, 12 new airports have been operationalized and 71 new air routes have been started in these 10 years. Capital cities of Assam, Tripura and Arunachal Pradesh have been connected to the broad gauge. After 75 years of independence, the first freight train reached Manipur in 2022 and the first electric train reached Meghalaya in 2023. The government has invested Rs 81,000 crore in railways, 48,000 crore rupees in road connectivity and 5,196 kilometer long roads have been constructed in the northeast under the Bharatmala project. The Bogie-Beal Bridge was finally completed after a wait of 16 long years. 8 ropeways have also been taken up under the National Ropeway Development Program.
सबका साथ, सबका विकास, यही हमारा सेक्युलरिज्म है.
Moving on to budget allocation and investments in the region. The government has allocated Rs 4,800 crore for the year 2022-23 to 2025-26 for the Northeast. An allocation of Rs 1,500 crore has been made in PM Divine, that is Prime Minister's Development Initiative for Northeastern Region for 2022-23 and Rs 6,600 crore for 2025-26. Since 2014, investments of Rs 5 lakh crore have been made in the Northeast. 32 projects worth Rs 1,713 crore have been approved under the Special Infrastructure Development Plan of Northeast. Northeast has also witnessed a historic transformation with security and peace for the first time in decades. Incidents of insurgency have come down because in the last 5 years, more than 8,900 cadres of militant groups have surrendered and have joined the mainstream. Deaths among security forces have dropped by 71% from 458 to 132, while civilian deaths have also declined by 86%. Many pending issues related to law and order have been successfully resolved by signing of important peace agreements like 2020 Brew Agreement and Bodo Agreement, 2019 NLFT SD Agreement, 2021 Karbi Anglong Agreement, among others. Medical infrastructure has also improved in the region, with PM Modi dedicating AIIMS Guwahati and 3 other medical colleges in Assam to the nation. This is the changing landscape of Northeast, where it is no longer on the margins of the India story, but is emerging as one of the country's growth engines. Northeast India is taking center stage in the country's progress for the first time.
So both the houses of parliament stand adjourned till Monday following uproar on different issues. The upper house had to be adjourned after ruckus on the cash row, while the Lok Sabha got adjourned amidst noisy scenes by the opposition on remarks made against Congress leader Rahul Gandhi by members on BJP MP Nishikant Dubey. Vishal Barrister reports.
The cash row struck the upper house with the chair announcing the discovery of a bundle of Indian currency. The chairman of the house, Jagdeep Dhankar, informed the house that a wad of Indian currency notes were found on the seat number 222 assigned to Congress MP Abhishek Manu Singhvi. An investigation has been ordered by the chair in this regard.
The matter was brought to my notice, and I felt it expedient, as per practice and ordainment, to ensure that investigation takes place in accordance with law, and the same is underway.
Reacting to the announcement, Leader of the Opposition and Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge said that till the investigation is over, the name should not be disclosed. Later, the concerned MP from Congress rubbished the whole episode.
I think more important is that everything in the House should not lead to cheap tactics and arop, pratyarop, allegation, counter-allegation for everything. I think it demeans our level.
Responding to the cash row, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju said he agrees with the observation of the chairman that there must be a serious investigation and the concerns raised by the members are also very genuine. He said one should not have any objection to it.
It is a serious matter, and I fully agree with the observation of the Honourable Chairman that there must be serious investigation, and the concern raised by the Honourable members are also very genuine.
Leader of the House and Union Minister J.P. Nadda also echoed the same views, saying that it is an unprecedented incident and everyone should condemn it. He said such incidents lower the dignity of the upper house.
With healthy mind and with healthy spirit, we should take it and the investigation should continue और detail आना चाहिए. साथ ही साथ इस घटना को condemn सभी लोगों को करना चाहिए.
In the lower house, that is the Lok Sabha, when the lower house reassembled after the first adjournment at 12 noon, BJP MP Nishikant Dubey repeated his Thursday's allegations that a US-based investor, a foreign media platform, and the Congress are trying to derail India's success story. Opposition members led by the Congress created ruckus on Dubey's allegations against the leader of the opposition Rahul Gandhi and other Congress leaders. The presiding officer adjourned the House for the day.
Well, the first 2 weeks of the winter session have been purely antithesis, especially when it comes to operations, deliberations and discussions along with passing of bills in Parliament. Week 1, the opposition seemed united and put up protests time and again, and Parliament was disrupted for the entire week. However, week 2, chinks in the opposition armour were clearly seen and Parliament functioned smoothly for the entire 5-day period with almost 4 bills. 2 bills in the Rajya Sabha, 2 bills in the Lok Sabha getting passed. With my colleague Vishal Baristo and camera person SP Dubey, Anil Thomas, DD India, New Delhi.
And India's Minister for State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan, has said that the government is committed to take all possible actions to control the spread of fake and misleading information, which has potential to weaken the democracy and create fissures in the society. In a written reply in the Rajya Sabha on Friday, Dr. L. Murugan said the government has statutory and institutional mechanisms in place to address fake news on various media platforms. He said a fact-check unit has been set up under Press Information Bureau in Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in November 2019 to counter fake news relating to the central government. Murugan informed for print media the newspapers have to adhere to norms of journalistic conduct brought out by the Press Council of India, which restrains publication of fake or defamatory or misleading news. He said content on TV channels is required to adhere to the program code under the Cable Television Networks Act 1995, which provides that no content which contains anything obscene, defamatory, deliberate, false and suggestive, innuendos and half-truths is broadcast on private satellite TV channels. With regards to digital news publishers, Dr. Murugan said the government has notified the IT Rules 2021 under the Information Technology Act. These rules provide for a code of ethics for the publishers of news and current affairs on digital media, which requires adherence to the norms of journalistic conduct brought out by PCI and the program code under Cable Television Network Regulation Act 1995. Now, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar attended the opening session of the India-Japan Forum in New Delhi today. The India-Japan Forum provides a platform for Indian and Japanese leaders to shape the future of bilateral and strategic partnerships through deliberation and collaboration. The forum is convened by the Ananta Center and the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Speaking at the session, Dr. Jaishankar highlighted the potential for semiconductor collaboration between India and Japan, emphasizing its significance in reshaping global geopolitical dynamics.
You know, Japan is today revitalizing its semiconductor sector. And India, after a very long period of neglect, actually is also, we've announced a semiconductor mission. There are a lot of things which are happening. It's interesting, both of us also happen to be working with Taiwan. There are, to me, I'm seeing the beginnings of something potentially important here and potentially really significant for both countries.
Dr. Jaishankar also said that Quad is one of the most expansive intergovernmental coordination that is today in evidence.
I don't think there is a weak link in the Quad at all. In fact, it's very interesting. If you ask, let us say, somebody like Mike Pompeo, saying, okay, at the end of your tenure as Secretary of State, tell me 4 or 5 big achievements, he would put Quad one of them. I suspect if you ask Tony Blinken the same question next month, he'll probably give you the same answer. So the fact is today, meeting by meeting, quarter by quarter, year by year, level by level, Quad is actually growing. You look at the agenda of Quad, it's actually one of the most expansive sort of intergovernmental coordination that is today in evidence.
Still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Bangladesh Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus seeks help from religious leaders.
We are doing a youth dialogue on Indian foreign policy with 30 outstanding, most talented young people from various colleges and universities across India.
The youth bulge in our country is more interested in knowing about what is going on in the world.
We need to see where our interest lies, be it in economic sphere or the soft power diplomacy, trade and other negotiations, also strategic balancing.
What S. Jaishankar actually brought to the table was, as Foreign Secretary as well as the Foreign Affairs Minister, the strategic clarity that India has.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Thousands of people fled the central Syrian city of Homs overnight and into Friday morning as rebel forces advanced towards the country's third city, Homs, on Friday morning. Rebels entered the cities of Rastan and Talbise via main road from the city of Hama to Homs after total absence of regime forces in the region. Earlier on Thursday, the rebels captured the key cities of Aleppo in the north and Hama in the center. Meanwhile, Israel's army said that it conducted airstrikes on Hezbollah targets along the Syria-Lebanon border. Israeli Air Force conducted strikes on weapons smuggling routes and terror infrastructure sites located near the crossings at the border. Now, Syrian anti-government protesters on Thursday toppled the statue of President Bashar al-Assad's father, Hafiz al-Assad. Social media footage showed the statue of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's father, Hafiz al-Assad, being toppled. Crowds could be seen in Hama chanting "God is great" as the statue was pulled down by rebels. Hafiz al-Assad was the Syrian president from 1971 until his death in 2000. He was succeeded by his son Bashar al-Assad. Meanwhile, Turkey has confirmed on Friday that it would meet Russian and Iranian foreign ministers for talks on the escalating civil war in Syria in Qatar on Saturday. A foreign ministry source said that Turkey's foreign minister Hakan Fidan will meet with the Russian and Iranian ministers for a meeting under the Astana process on the sidelines of the Doha Forum. The so-called Astana process involving the three countries was launched by Kazakhstan in 2017 in a bid to find a political solution to the civil war in Syria, which has flared again after a lightning offensive by Islamist-led rebels over the past week. India has noted recent escalation in fighting in Syria and closely following situation. About 90 Indian nationals and several working with UN organizations. India is coordinating and their safety is being ensured. This was stated by the official spokesperson of India's Ministry of External Affairs, Ranveer Jaiswal, during the weekly media briefing in New Delhi.
We have noted that there has been recent escalation in fighting in North Syria. We are closely following the situation. There are about 90 Indian nationals, we understand. There are also several Indians there who are working with UN organizations. Our embassy is in regular touch with our Indian nationals for their safety and security.
And India has a strong economic and political partnership with South Korea. India is monitoring the developments and has strong investments, trade linkages and defense cooperation. Spokesperson in India's External Affairs Ministry said that India is maintaining a close watch and hope that situation stabilizes soon.
We have strong economic and political partnership. We are obviously monitoring the developments in South Korea. We have very strong investment trade linkages. We have very strong defense cooperation with South Korea. We also have very strong people-to-people ties in South Korea. We also have a large number of Indian nationals who live in South Korea. All these developments, we continue to maintain a close watch so that, if there is any eventuality or anything, these may have a bearing on the safety of our Indian nationals, as also bearing on our interests. We maintain a close watch, and hopefully we hope that the situation in the country will stabilize soon.
And Russian media quoted Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Pankin saying that work will continue on the BRICS settlement system rather than a new international currency, despite US President-elect Donald Trump's recent threat to impose 100% tariffs on countries that try to undermine the dollar. Trump last week demanded that BRICS member countries commit to not creating a new currency or supporting another currency that would replace the US dollar. And the civil society of Delhi, in collaboration with over 200 social and cultural organizations, has announced a protest march on December 10th in the national capital to raise the issue of violence against Hindus and minorities in Bangladesh. Speaking on the issue, former Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Veena Sikri, said that these are worst attacks on minorities since Bangladesh's liberation in 1971.
The attacks on the minorities, the attacks on the Hindus and all the other minorities, Buddhist, Christian, other communities, they have increased so much that since 1971, such attacks on minorities have not been seen in Bangladesh. And how the fact that nobody is being apprehended and punished is the reason why the attacks are continuing. So the administration of Prasar Mohammad Yunus is in complete denial, because all these attacks have been taking place, according to every evidence, by the Islamist organizations, by the Jamaat-e-Islami, by the Islami Chhatra Shibir, the Students' Wing and other organizations. It's complete mayhem, it's a mobocracy.
And former Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Veena Sikri, said the only way out of the present crisis is by conducting fair and inclusive elections in the country.
Elections have to be the first and foremost charge of this interim regime, interim administration, because even in the Bangladesh constitution, when there was this fairly unique arrangement of an caretaker government, it was called caretaker government, CTG, even that caretaker government had the authority only to maintain law and order for 90 days, and within that 90-day period to organize free, fair and inclusive elections. So I think the most important method would be for the interim administration to do the same. Have free, fair and inclusive elections.
So, cornered by the international community over attacks against minorities, Bangladesh Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus sought help from religious leaders to get accurate information for quick action. The head of interim government of Bangladesh, Professor Yunus, interacted with Muslims, Hindu, Buddhist and Christian communities in Dhaka on Thursday. Speaking at the dialogue with the religious leaders, he said the issue of attacks on minorities has come up again and the foreign media are publishing news on it, but there is a gap of information between the reality and the news published by foreign media. An important update, India's Foreign Secretary will visit Bangladesh on December 9 for Foreign Office consultations and will meet his counterparts. He will discuss issues of mutual interest. He will also hold several meetings apart from meeting his counterpart. This was announced by spokesperson in India's External Affairs Ministry, Randeep Jaiswal, during the weekly media briefing in New Delhi.
Foreign Secretary is is scheduled to visit Bangladesh on 9th of December. And he will meet his counterpart, and there will be several other meetings during the visit. Foreign Office consultations led by the Foreign Secretary is a structured engagement between India and Bangladesh. We look forward to this meeting.
Cricket now. Australia took first day honours of the second test in Adelaide after Mitchell Starc's onslaught saw India crumble to 180 all out in the first innings. At a close, the hosts were 86 runs for the loss of 1 wicket, with Nathan McSweeney not out on 38 and Marnus Labuschagne on 20 after the visitors were dismissed on the cusp of tea on day 1. And India's public broadcaster Prasar Bharati has recently launched Waves, entering the field of OTT platform. Waves provides a complete infotainment ecosystem to digital media and OTT audiences. If you also want great content for free, then download Waves today. That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.